Year 2 of the fashion show was really exciting because the first year, we coined the phrase Geek Couture. And then to come into year 2, it was like a thing. Like people, oh yeah, Geek Couture, So it was cool because I feel like we started a new category that didn't exist before, and now it's like a common thing.
Hello, my name is Kelly Cercone. I'm originally from Northern California, and now I live in Los Angeles. I've been designing pretty much since I was a kid. I was always just like making costumes and enjoyed sewing. And I went to a Waldorf school, so like sewing and pottery, just like making things with your hands is very much part of the curriculum. So I decided to go into design as a career when I was in college.
My name is Leetal Platt. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I started out in the film industry and I always wanted to make films. I only started sewing after I had a slow period where I basically just needed something to do in my free time. I got some costuming gigs on some projects, found that I had an affinity for stitching, and I didn't even know that I could do this. And that kick-started an obsession with clothing construction and fashion design, which eventually led to design school and now to a whole second career, which I would have never predicted.
In terms of the submissions, we definitely noticed a difference between the first year and the second year. We had, again, over 150 designers, and we narrowed it down to 100 designers, where we were like, all 100 designers should be picked.
The first year was amazing, but it seemed like there was just way more couture and refined type tailoring in the outfits.
I actually heard about the Her Universe fashion show contest during its first year. I was sent a link to it by like 7 or 8 different people. They're all like, you have to do this. I did submit for the first year, and I had a dress in that fashion show. It was the Dalek wedding dress. This time I was going to do something even more complicated and even bigger and even more difficult, and I'm pretty happy to say that everything turned out quite well.
I had been really, really bummed that I didn't know about it the year before. So it was kind of always in the back of my head of like, Kelly, you should do that next year. And then I saw that they had opened up submissions again, and just like immediately I started brainstorming what my designs were gonna be. Like my brain was pretty much nonstop until I actually thought of what I wanted to do.
Kelly's Joker design was really the epitome of geek couture. She was inspired by Dior. So she literally took a design house and truly immersed herself in that world, and then she combined it with the Joker.
I really love like fabric manipulation and just like using the materials to make details. Ruchi a lot of times will do really crazy, amazing things with bias, where the entire garment will just be constructed from these little pieces made from the fabric.
The Dior Joker, you really had to look at that to really see the inspiration, but when you saw it up close, it was amazing.
So Leetal was a returning designer. She came back, and I knew her piece was going to be special. This year she came with a transforming piece.
I started out with the idea for the design way early on. I mean, I love Sailor Moon, and the transformation sequence is one of my favorite parts because of the art. I particularly gravitate to the art of that. The dress was very clear and obvious, but to me, the transformation element was something that just came from the name. And initially, like, I wasn't going to tackle it. As we were getting closer and closer to the deadline, it was like, the name transformation is the name of the dress. It has to transform. We have to figure this out. And we did.
Leetal just really went for that audience moment. I think we all knew that after the transformation that Leetal was probably going to win.
It was just spectacular. It was a showstopper. So we really, really looked for things that were just far from cosplay, but that just made your jaw drop when you saw them.
Kelly's attention to detail was impeccable. When you looked at her design up close, there wasn't a thread or a stitch out of place. everything was so perfectly done, and that really shone through with the judges, and unanimously she was the judges' winner. The fans were using the halls of San Diego Comic-Con as their runway, and you know, Her Universe and Hot Topic, we just wanted to give the fans an actual runway to walk on at Comic-Con, and it's exciting that that's become a real thing.
Seeing the Her Universe show has given like both independent designers and like people who are wanting to compete in things like Her Universe show more confidence to just go do it, because it's like, it's a real thing now. Like, it's not just something that they hoped was happening.
As a participant from the very beginning, when it first appeared, I said, this is what we need. And I think design is design, and good design is universal. And if people have good ideas and good skills, we can prove that it's not about popularity, it's not, but chicness is for everybody. And the Her Universe show is the epitome of that, and proving that this stuff can be at the top level. I think it's a very important legacy for Comic-Con and for us nerds all together.